beautiful group of people. Welcome to District 5. It has been a real honor to serve as the supervisor for the district that I was born and raised in. And I am so excited today because this is a special community. It's a community that has had a challenging past. It's a community that has consistently come together to solve our most challenging issues. It's a community that is such an amazing place, full of people who care about rolling up their sleeves to get the job done, not only to make their neighborhood a better place, but to make San Francisco a better place. And so when I was thinking about someone who is just really a strong community advocate, someone who would focus on delivering for the residents of District 5, I could think of no one better than Vallie Brown. I first met Vallie Brown over 15 years ago, before she was even a legislative aide at City Hall. She was actually in the Lower Haight with her own picker cleaning up trash. And I thought, this really reminds me of what my grandmother used to do. She used to clean the steps where we lived. She used to make us clean up in our neighborhood. And I thought, wow, that's pretty amazing that someone would just take it upon themselves to go out there and clean up the community. She has been actively engaged, not just in the Lower Haight where she lived for so many years, but she has touched the lives of so many people across the entire district. When I reached out to residents in this neighborhood for feedback on someone to replace me as District 5 supervisor, time and time again, I have heard people tell me stories about what Vallie has done to help them, to basically help plant a tree or remove a tree that was dead, to basically deal with a pothole, or to help here in the Western Addition with many of the challenges that you all know we faced when we were dealing with some of the worst violence in the history of our city. Vallie's been there for us. Vallie has rolled up her sleeves to not only get the job done for folks throughout the district, including as far out as the inner Sunset, but she has focused on the broader issues, the issues around equity, the issues around neighborhood preference. She was by my side on putting together that legislation to deliver neighborhood preference for the residents of this city, where people who live in the community have right of first refusal and access to the affordable housing built in their community. Because of the history of redevelopment and what has happened here, you had a fierce advocate on my team to fight for what was right. And because of it, you all know the results with Willie B. Kennedy Apartments. We were able to get about 23 African Americans in Willie B. Kennedy Apartments, and 39 of those 98 units went to residents of this community. Time and time again, when reviewing legislation, Vallie has been the eyes and ears of the community. She listens to the needs of our small businesses and community members, and she makes sure that when legislation is introduced, that she proposes amendments or raises questions or other issues so that the legislation and the work we do at City Hall can actually have a positive impact on our communities. This playground where we are here today, she was instrumental in working with the Hayes Valley Neighborhood Association, working with the Western Addition to bring the community together, to help with city resources, to raise the funding, and to make this a place where all feel welcome. That is what she is about, bringing people together, covering all parts of the district, young people, our seniors. Everyone has a place in the Vallie Brown administration. And I am just excited because and what some of you may or may not know, Vallie Brown worked for me as a legislative aide. She worked for a previous supervisor as a legislative aide. And let me tell you, I don't know how many arguments I've had with Vallie over decisions regularly. She stands her ground. She stands her ground to do what's right and to do what makes sense for the people of this district. We will have no more fierce of an advocate on the Board of Supervisors than the amazing Vallie Brown, and it is my honor today to administer the oath of office to my friend and a friend of our district, Vallie Brown. Okay. Do we want to do it in the microphone? Okay. All right. All right. Come on, Vallie. Come on.
Hang on.
I'll just hold it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can do that.
I, Vallie Brown,
I, Vallie Brown,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I bear true faith and allegiance
that I bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
of the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely,
that I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
and I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties upon which I am about to enter,
the duties of which I am about to enter,
and during such time I hold the office of
and during such time I hold the office of
member of the Board of Supervisors
member of the Board of Supervisors
and the San Francisco County Transportation Authority
and the county
and the San
the
Francisco
San
County
Francisco County, was it?
Transportation
Perfect.
Authority
Transportation Authority
of the City and County of San Francisco.
of the City and County of San Francisco.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Wow. Supervisor Vallie Brown!
Crazy. I gotta take a deep breath. This has just been a few hours that I've even realized I'm actually going to be the supervisor. So anyway, I am. Thank you. Thank you, Supervisor. You know, I'm sure that won't be the last time you tell me things that I need to know. But I'm so honored to be here today with everyone that I respect and admire. Mayor Breed, thank you for your confidence and trust in appointing me as the District 5 Supervisor. I know it wasn't easy for you because D5 has so many amazing residents and advocates. When you told me, and when you called me and told me, congratulations, Supervisor Brown, but you said, not even skipping a beat, but you better take care of my district and residents. I knew that's the reason I came to work for you in the first place. It's amazing to be at Hayes Valley Playground. Everyone, oh my God, this is such an amazing. The building and the grounds are beautiful. I walk by this place every day when I come to work, and I see the community tending the flowers, picking up the trash, and making it their community space. I'll tell you a little history. We used to call the building that was here a lean-to because I think Josh, the coordinator here, held it together with duct tape. I was a D5 aide when we received bond money to renovate the building, but unfortunately, we were short about $500,000. When the city's yearly budget was revealed, the needed funding wasn't there in the budget. So we decided to put it in an ad bag. And as the supervisors know here, $500,000 for one place in an ad bag can be a really hard push. But we fought really hard for the funding, and it was really Hayes Valley Neighborhood Association, Lower Haight Neighborhood Association, the activists and advocates in the Fillmore, Western Addition, Cheryl Davis, and then, yes, and then ED's, Mayor Breed was ED of the African American Arts and Cultural Complex, came out to City Hall in force and got this ad back through to actually build this building. And now it's absolutely beautiful. What I realized about this experience is that as your supervisor, I can't do it alone. It's the community that makes it a reality. And it will be you, the community, that helps guide me in City Hall. I'm your voice in City Hall. I moved to San Francisco 3 decades ago, looking to create a community with other artists and like-minded people. We lived in warehouses throughout the city, but then, as now, we were evicted and pushed out. And one landlord in particular, a good landlord, came to me and said, "Why don't you pull your money together and buy a place?" So 3 friends and I bought a place in the Lower Haight. It was falling down, but but it was our home. Right now in San Francisco, families, teachers, nonprofit workers, and bartenders, they're struggling to stay in San Francisco. I'm not seeing the same housing opportunities we had back then. Even as artists with part-time jobs, we were able to pull our money together and buy something. Keeping people housed in the neighborhoods they love and creating more housing, affordable housing, is going to be one of my top priorities as supervisor. Not far from here, I started my community activism in the Lower Haight. We worked to create, as Supervisor Breed mentioned, we worked to create a neighborhood association. We cleaned the streets, we helped the school, the elementary school, and we improved the public safety. We planted trees. I realized then the power of a community coming together to tackle issues in a neighborhood. It wasn't easy, but it taught me it's possible. I also discovered I love community work. Ugh, yes. Not sure it always loved me, but I loved it. And it really was my springboard to take the next step to work for the residents in District 5 as a legislative aide. For over a decade, I'd worked for 2 supervisors and with the city to improve the neighborhoods in District 5. The life I built in San Francisco is very different from the way I grew up in Utah. I grew up with a single mother, working odd jobs to support me, my sister, and my grandmother. I was part Native American, but I never knew my father. I knew the fear of not having stable housing. We moved often. One day, when I was at school, I overheard a girl tell everybody that my mom was a deadbeat mom and she didn't pay the rent. That's when I realized nothing is guaranteed. By the time I was 14, my mother and my grandmother had passed away, and it took a community to raise me. So you could say, good or bad, I'm a product of community development. Now I stand before you today, your community partner, your district supervisor, your neighbor, and I'm ready to jump in now. I'm ready to jump in to work with Japantown, Hayes Valley, Lower Haight, Nopa, Alamo Square, Western Addition, and the Fillmore. Shout it out. The Inner Sunset, Haight-Ashbury, Cole Valley, I think I said Lower Haight, don't want to film my home, Buena Vista, Lower Pack Heights. Thank you, the residents of D5. Love you.